Hey, this is Danny from Scare Talk. Before we get into all the horror greatness, I gotta let you know about Anchor. Anchor is the host site that we use to record our podcast. Anchor will upload your podcast to Apple and Spotify and many other listening platforms. Anchor is completely free, and you can download the app or go to the website, anchor.fm, and you can record straight on there. There's also some cool editing tools that you can use. Did I mention that it's free? Yeah, so if you want to make a podcast, Anchor is the way to go. Go check it out. Now, for the spooky stuff.
Welcome to Scare Talk, a horror movie podcast for horror fans. This podcast will cover horror movie reviews, ratings, and rankings. Now for your hosts, Danny and Joel.
Alright, this is Scare Talk once again. I am Danny, sitting here with Joel.
Hey guys, what's up?
And today we are outside in the backyard enjoying the sunshine. And today we're going to talk about Brahms, The Boy 2.
Boy dose.
Yep. Joel, who is a part of this one?
So this one is starring Katie Holmes. You might remember her from Dawson's Creek.
Of course.
Batman Begins, and she was in Phone Booth, which was a good movie.
Oh, yeah. I forgot she was in that one.
And the husband in the movie, I'm going to butcher his name, but Owen Yauman.
Oh, okay.
Yeoman. He was in The Belko Experiment, which came out a couple years ago, and American Sniper.
Oh, okay.
It was directed by William Brent Bell, who did The Boy, The Devil Inside, and Stay Alive.
Right. Yeah, we talked about this.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. And yeah, the writer's the same as what we talked about before, Stacey Manier, who did The Boy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And so this one is, the premise is after a family moves into the Hillshire mansion, their young son soon makes friends with a lifelike doll called Brahms. Pretty vague description of the movie.
It is.
But so basically,
you didn't want to give too much away.
Yeah. So this is going to be like a slight spoiler. No, I'm going to go spoiler on this.
Yeah,
one.
we're going spoiler.
Yeah, because
you can't
there's
really
too much to talk about with the ending. I mean,
yeah,
we don't
it's
have
definitely
to.
going to be a spoiler for sure.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You can't not with this movie.
Okay. So this family, the mom or the wife, she gets attacked in a home invasion at their house. She went through obviously some trauma, as well as her son Jude. He was able to witness the attack. So then after the attack occurred, he just stopped talking. And so instead of talking, he writes everything down that he wants to say. The husband decides, because both of the characters, Katie Holmes and Jude, the boy, they're having like a hard time. So he's like, let's get away for a little while and find a place to go in the country, or
And the husband couldn't come home. He had like a business meeting, which I think is part of why she was having such problems, because he wasn't there.
Right. And so they go to this house in the middle of nowhere, and it's on the property of the Hillshire mansion, which was where
Dun, dun, dun.
which is where the boy
The first one took place.
took place. So it's like a little guest house on that property. And then Jude finds Brahms buried in the woods.
How did he get there?
Yeah.
Prequel. Or sidequel.
Yeah. So then Brahms starts, doing all his creepy stuff. And Jude starts changing and starts being creepy himself. And basically the movie just continues with Jude starting to become controlled by Brahms.
Yep.
And Brahms, from what I understand, wanted to wants them to follow the rules, but also wants to live in the mansion again. He wants to live there with Jude.
Only Jude.
Only Jude. So, and then, just stuff hits the fan with that story. So, I mean, that's pretty much the story, and we can go deeper into
the entire story of that movie.
We can go deeper into the, specifics as we talk about what we liked or whatever.
Yeah.
I was looking forward to this until I saw the trailer. I was looking forward to it because I wanted it to really take what the first one did at the end and expand on that. Mm-hmm. So that's what I was hoping for, but then I saw the trailer and it looked like Brahms had some supernatural powers, or he was possessed or something, which is not what the first one ended up being.
Yeah.
So I was concerned. I was hoping the stuff in the trailer were like dream sequences or something.
Mm-hmm.
So then, went into the movie with just no real expectations of it being good. The only way it was going to be good to me is if they stuck with the storyline they were
the doll is actually
with.
Not alive. And
yeah.
It was a person controlling him.
Yeah.
So what did you think coming out of that movie?
So, honestly, when I first came out, I was like, okay, that was pretty cool. But then as I thought about it more, I had a lot of issues.
A lot of questions.
And just a lot of, just issues and confusion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it, like I said, overall, when I first came out, I thought it was pretty cool. You can't really think too deeper into it because then you're probably not going to like the movie that much.
No. Yeah, no.
What about you?
That's definitely a valid observation there. To me, I don't know. I watched this movie, and the entire time I was thinking that this is a setup for other movies.
Oh, okay.
This is the only purpose for this movie.
Okay.
Is to set up sequels or prequels.
Yeah.
Because you could go back in time, because it does say that Brahms, the doll, has been a possessed doll since like the 1800s.
Yeah.
you could take that as many ways as you want. There's a part where they're moving into the house.
Yeah.
And the real estate agent talks to him and mentions that this was owned before by a couple that ended up killing themselves. Yeah. And then some guy from the city comes in and buys it and then ends up leaving. Yeah. We don't know anything about that. That could have been why Brahms was buried in the first place. Yeah. That's a sequel. That's a whole thing there.
Yeah.
I feel like with having the same director as the first and the same writer as the first, I don't know. It seems like they're trying two different things. I don't know. I kind of liked the story for a while.
Right.
Until it becomes very apparent that they're just basically for the first half of it seemed like they were undoing the first movie completely.
Yeah.
But then at the end of it, it's a sequel. It's not a standalone or whatever. It's not a
right.
So I enjoyed that aspect of it. There were parts of it that I enjoyed.
Okay.
I liked that the doll didn't move a whole lot. Only moved like its head every once in a while or its eyes. So it's not like a Chucky doll or anything like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that is only reserved for child's play. A doll like that.
Yeah.
So I liked that it didn't get too crazy, too ridiculous with.
Well, and then at the end he like sits up and has his like burnt skull.
Yeah. Which didn't happen when the doll's head was smashed in the first one. That's
no,
strange.
Yeah, I know, that's weird.
So yeah, I completely forgot about that scene. That was so ridiculous. So yeah, there were aspects of it that I enjoyed. Not a whole lot though, really.
Okay. Yeah, for me, I liked Katie Holmes.
Mm-hmm.
I thought she did a good job playing a mom.
Yeah.
I thought, like, there were times in the movie where I was like, dude, that's what I would do as a parent. Like, he's, like, trying to, Jude's trying to have Brahms, like, get his own separate meal and all this. And she's like, no. And then he's like, so then he won't eat, and he pushes his plate away, and she's like, no, I'm going to sit here, and you're not going anywhere until you eat your dinner. So I was like, okay. that's a realistic mom character, and I thought she seemed like a mom, which was cool. I thought some of the the atmosphere that it kind of brought was pretty good at times. I did like that they brought the mask back. I kind of like that, but it's also a negative because the mask did not look nearly as good
as the first
to me.
one.
Yeah. It looked more like a clay mask kind of, because it was like a off-white color, whereas in the first one it
could
was
have gotten dirty.
Yeah, well, I guess that was the idea, but in the first one it was like this porcelain white like shiny mask, which it just looked a lot better in the first one. So
yeah, it did.
I thought it was cool they brought it back, but they didn't do that good of a job with it. That's about it for my positives.
Yeah.
Not
a whole lot there.
What would you say you didn't like?
What I didn't like?
Yeah, negatives.
Man, negatives on this one.
I have a list.
I should have written something down. I really should have, because like I said, there's parts of it that I did like, and then there's other parts that I didn't like, and the whole face part at the end there, I completely forgot about until just now.
Oh,
until you brought it up.
His skull, his skull looking thing.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that was. I don't know what I was watching at that point.
I don't either. I was like, okay, so this was this like a real doll? Like, this is more than a possessed doll at this point. Dolls don't come with skulls, and so I completely forgot about that.
It's like a little demon or something.
I know, yeah. Yeah, it really lost me around that point. It was towards the end of the movie, so I mean, had me for the good percentage of the movie.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I liked Jude, his character. I liked like I said, the acting was good in this movie. I don't know. It's a little. I'm sure when you bring out your list, it'll trigger some stuff in my memory here. But
okay.
Yeah, I didn't care for the doll very much.
Okay.
The whole possessed aspect.
See, I thought you would have liked
first.
it.
So I would have if it was the boy 1.
Okay.
But
because
it's the boy 2 and it's possessed, that just completely negates everything that the boy 1
Now,
did.
I didn't like that, but I thought you were going to, because it explained the possibilities of the first movie. It made it more realistic in a horror way.
At the end, when you find out, but
that Brahms is controlling the
guy that was in the wall.
The guy that was in the wall, yeah. So that, I thought you would be like, okay, well, they kind of fixed that.
Yeah. No, yeah, they did, and that's why I was saying, like, the first half of the movie, it kind of felt like it was undoing everything the boy 1 did until you find out that this doll goes back to the 1800s, and that he's controlled people that these people have killed their parents, and
so I wonder
rampages and everything.
How did he get the name Brahms? Did we ever find out? Because was it just a coincidence that his name was Brahms and the other boy was Brahms?
I think,
or
the first one?
Well, because the first one, the boy or the man who was in the wall, his name is Brahms, and the doll's name is Brahms.
Yeah.
So was that just like a coincidence? Because this doll has been around for hundreds of years.
It was probably something that the doll told the parents to call him.
Call him, okay. So maybe he changes his name depending on who he lives with.
We're looking into this too much.
Because he didn't change his name for this movie.
No,
he was still Brahms.
He's still Brahms. Yeah.
So I don't know.
I think the doll has always been Brahms because he can talk to the people. Yeah. Like, he can actually. Yeah. We don't hear it, which I'm really happy about.
He's really shy.
He is. He's really shy. He's camera shy. So doesn't want to be on film. So, but yeah, I think the doll or whatever is possessing him, like the demon that's possessing him, his name was Brahms. I want another movie
like in the Bible?
Just to no. There's no Brahms.
There's no book Bible. Of Brahms.
No. I want another movie just so that they can explain that part of it, but at the same time, I don't want another movie. So,
yeah, I want to know how...
may be okay with not ever knowing.
Right. I want to know what his original name was.
Yes.
And if it was Brahms throughout the whole lifespan.
I need the director's cut.
Maybe some behind-the-scenes interviews, or, get the Blu-ray and, watch the special features.
Exactly. It all explains it in the special features.
There's probably a documentary.
Probably, yeah. Definitely by now.
Okay.
Oh, man.
So for me, this movie was not what I wanted at all, which I went into kind of... came to terms with that before I saw it. I still had hope, but it was not to be. So, like you said, it took what the first one built and just tore it down. And pretty much, you didn't even need that first movie. This could have been a movie all on its own without being a sequel. Could have just been a standalone movie.
Yeah.
And so that... it just ruined what was cool about, to me, what was cool about the first one and what could have been cool about a franchise.
Yeah.
Going forward. Something, part of the movie that I thought was funny was, so they first get Brahms, bring him inside. She's like, he's all dirty. And so they put him on the counter. And she's like, cleaning him up.
Yeah.
She gets even a Q-tip, and she's
cleaning.
Why are
you? Yeah.
She's cleaning his nostrils and oh my gosh, what do you do you make dolls, or it's she was really intricate with her cleaning.
I know. Yeah.
So,
I noticed that too. I was really?
It's kind of funny.
Wipe it off with a washcloth or something.
She got her tools out.
Yeah, exactly.
Her doll cleaning tools. But then she's like, oh, it looks like he was damaged or broken or something. And I'm like, no, it doesn't. I didn't notice really any cracks or anything. And like you mentioned in our last podcast, he was pretty much shattered to powder.
Yeah.
Right?
There's literal powder coming out of whatever. Yeah.
So... I mean, we didn't talk about this before, but it is unbelievable that someone could put that back together.
Yeah. I was going to mention that in the last one and completely forgot about it. But yeah.
So
you were saying that Brahms was putting them back together, but I could have sworn that that was her. I never went back and rewatched the very end of that movie. But...
yeah, no, it wasn't her. We find out it was Joseph, if you recall.
Yeah. All right.
So
in that movie, though...
well, they do a flashback, and it's clearly Joseph. I mean, look at that arm. You can tell from his arm.
Oh man, we haven't even talked about who Joseph is in this.
Joseph, he didn't need to be in the movie.
He was the groundskeeper.
Yeah.
That you find out is the twist of the movie. Yeah. And of course, there has to be a twist in the boy for some strange reason.
Stupid twist. I don't even know if you'd call it a twist. It was just something.
He was possessed all along.
So yeah, she uses the Q-tip. I thought that was funny. I didn't really notice any damage to him other than him being dirty, which that was dumb.
I think I did see a crack here or there. I mean, it wasn't perfect.
Yeah, I guess
but it was under the ground, so obviously it wasn't going to be a perfect looking doll.
Well, he looked pretty perfect to me.
For the most part.
For being smashed like he was, he looked pretty good.
He should have.
He should have cracks all over his face.
Yeah, he should.
Well,
it's a different doll. The doll in the boy one didn't have a skull at the end.
Oh,
so
that's true.
Maybe it's different.
It's a different doll. All right. Okay. Now we're really on to something. Okay. Well... So, like I said, Joseph didn't really need to be in the movie.
No.
At the very end, Jude is in the mansion, and he's wanting, he's talking for Brahms, and he's like, Brahms wants to live here with me, and, he's all pissed off at his mom, and he pulls a shotgun on her, right? Mm-hmm. So, first of all... I don't like guns in horror movies. No.
Yeah.
It's not really effective.
Too basic.
It's too basic, too easy.
Yeah.
Like, he needed... And he was wearing the mask at the time. He needed to have, like, an axe or a knife.
Make it gruesome.
Yeah, make it...
PG-13, so he couldn't really go too much.
No, but you could make it threatening. Yeah. It doesn't... She doesn't even have to use it. Like, just... Just make it a little more effective, you know? Like, it just means more when it's a knife.
Yeah.
Rather than a old shotgun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure, it would have been easier to find a knife than a shotgun in a house anyway.
Like from the Civil War or whatever. So, did they have shotguns in the Civil War? I don't think they
bayonets.
Did. They had like muskets.
Yeah,
maybe?
Muskets and bayonets.
So
that's a different podcast. That's our Civil War podcast.
So he pulls the gun on her. And then the dad, he comes over and smashes Brahms with like a croquet mallet.
Yeah.
Smashes him, right. Okay. In the first movie, when Brahms got smashed, supposedly the person he was controlling was Big Brahms.
Yeah.
So Big Brahms goes and attacks.
I see where you're going with this.
the family.
Yeah.
Especially the guy who smashed his doll.
Yeah.
He kills him right away. So in this one,
with a piece of the shrapnel from the from the doll, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So in this one, Jude, who is supposedly being controlled by Brahms, after Brahms is smashed, he's like, "Oh, mommy!" And then he takes his mask off, drops the gun, and it's like everything's cool. I'm like, no, you can't set that story up and these rules, and then don't follow them. Like, it could have been way cooler if then he would have been really pissed and
actually shot,
chased down, or even if they shot him, like that's fine too.
Yeah,
like do something with that. Like that's just. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it didn't. When he smashed the doll, I was like, "Oh man, he's gonna be mad."
Yeah,
like what you're saying. But then he just snapped out of it. And I was like, okay.
But then
that's not. But it's not over yet.
Then they're like everything is cool, and then they're at home apparently having this amazing meal. Well,
no, that's not even where it ends at that, because Brahms isn't dead yet.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, there's
him
coming back to life and, like, sitting up with his skull.
And then he's still, like, controlling
Joseph.
He's controlling Joseph, and he's controlling Jude.
Yeah.
And then Jude picks him up.
Yeah.
And he's like, "I'm sorry," or something like that, and then throws him into the fire.
Right. Yeah.
Which I thought was kind of cool. Like, snapped out of it. But I don't know what happened with that, because... like what you're saying.
So then they're having this amazing meal apparently, and then, like, they're just like this perfect family now all of a sudden.
It's like, I knew something bad was going to happen. You can't have a perfect family in a horror movie.
Yeah. So then she's like taking Jude to bed, like, "Good night, honey," and it's all perfect and lovely. And then he gets out of bed after she leaves, and he puts his mask on.
Yeah.
And he looks in, like, the mirror, and he says something like, as long as they follow the rules or whatever. It's like, okay, so you are being controlled by Brahms.
Unless the spirit of Brahms went into him after, or like right before he destroyed him at the very end of it. Like, he could be possessed by Brahms now instead of being controlled by Brahms.
Yeah.
There's no more doll anymore. In future movies, it's going to be Jude.
Oh, so it'll be Jude.
Yeah.
The boy 3.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
and
so
he's going to take over the killings. This 8-year-old boy. He's going to go on a rampage.
So dumb.
Just kill everybody.
It's like, if that is where it goes, then it's like, these aren't even connected at all. Like, these movies are just separate movies.
Yeah.
They're not, Oh my gosh. I could see that, though. I could totally see that. And, like, it'll have, like, flashbacks of him and Brahms, like, hanging out, like, "Oh, I miss my buddy Brahms. How dare you?"
Oh, man.
All right. So, what are you going to give this one as far as a grade?
I was thinking about that just now. I'm like, I don't even know. I don't remember what I even gave the first one.
You gave it a C. minus, I think. Yeah, you gave it a C minus, I think.
Okay. I hate to do this because this one had so much potential to be good. This one's getting a D.
Oh, that's what I got for it.
This one's getting a lower score than the first one.
Yeah.
Even though I like the concept of the possessed doll.
Yeah.
More than just having a guy.
Yeah.
Like, but this one made way less sense at the end of it.
Yeah. So many
the first one did.
Just like inconsistencies.
I had questions at the end of the first one.
Yeah.
But I had issues with that one part.
Right.
I had issues with its entire movie.
Yeah.
So it's getting a D from me.
Okay. That's what I got for it too. And like I said, when I came out, I was like, okay, that was pretty cool. But then I was like, no. I lowered my standards so much going into it because I knew what I wanted wasn't going to happen. Mm-hmm. So then that's why I kind of came out like, okay, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I can't do that. You can't settle for mediocrity.
Exactly.
You have to
settle for the best.
You have to want more. And so I was like, no, I'm not going to give this any higher than a D.
You kind of have to like settle at some point for this type of a movie because it's not going to be a great movie anyway.
Right. No, yeah. But we're not grading on a curve here.
No.
So even if it's not going to be a great movie, we're going to still give it the not great movie grade. Mm-hmm. So, but expectations, yes, can go up and down depending on, how you go into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one
didn't do it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, this has been Scare Talk, and we will see you guys next time.
All right, sleep tight.
Don't let the bed bugs bite your boy.